Hey, what's up, everybody? Wyatt Hertz here with some more Homefront action from the OnLive game service. Now, playing some farm this fine day, and pulling out the m16. So, m16 back in the load up lineup one more time. So it'll be here for a little while. We'll get some good rounds with this m16 because this is one of my favorite guns. I do really enjoy the way it handles at those longer ranges, and after you're using it for a little while, you really do get a good feel. You develop a pretty good feel for using it at those from the hip at those closer ranges as well. Anyway, the pickings are plenty on this rooftop, and this is a great. I do love. I mean, I recommend. A lot of guys will go up to the roof on either side when the spawns are in those two particular locations early on. I do recommend making a run for this sniper tower, though. If you're carrying the sniper rifle or an M16 or even an LMG. Something that can fire pretty stably at those longer ranges and do a lot of damage fast. And you really can work that rooftop, especially when guys pile up there like that and help out the team that are, help out your own team that are trying to push down those traffic lanes that obviously the rooftoppers are covering. Now, let's take a look at the kit. It is the M16 and a great little tear here to start things off. I should mention that. Those two guys in that building, both of them gunning my, firing my way, and after I missed, I was trying to bail out of this tower altogether. Missed that jump over the railing though. But anyway, looking at the kits, the ACOG scope, steady aim, quick draw, and now that's a knife is in there, just to just to give me a little extra hand in those closer quarter situations if my hip fire is less than spectacular, right? But I hold this tower for a good little portion of the start of this game, Eventually I do pull off of here. As you can see, always be aware when you're in this tower, or on this map in particular, whether it be on a rooftop or in this tower, be aware of the spawn shifts, because the spawns will shift quickly and they will shift furiously. You know what I mean? It just, once one guy starts to spawn over there, you'll get a whole squad of them back there coming in your six if you're not aware enough. So certainly be aware of that here. And I don't really like it when there's, up in that sniper tower, two's a crowd. And I didn't know Travis was down here. I had missed him with the grenade. I had missed him with the C4. I was just trying to get to him. Luckily, I got in here while he had his detonator in his hand, right? And not the shotgun that I'm sure he was using. Camped out in that little corner, if you'd noticed early on. And I got the jump on him down there. And then another nice kill here on Bogweed. Another, great hipfire kill. Whenever you pull out a hipfire kill with this weapon, it's pretty solid, at those close quarters. And then putting down Rapstar, just stepping out on him and putting him down. And this is the moment where, this was a great round I had going. And Ultimate Master comes in here and starts... as much as I enjoy guys watching when I'm playing, and as much as I enjoy hearing that they're enjoying it, or loving what they're seeing, I didn't want to hear it in this case because I was recording, I was capturing, and it was a pretty solid round. I still have yet to die. He's still going on, and I didn't want this round to go to waste. So it's still going up there, despite his, having to talk over him now at this point. He didn't mean anything bad by it, right? It was just bad luck. He didn't know what was going on. And right there, that C4 on the Humvee, the poor guy, I ended up pulling a double out of it as well, which was really nice. And then finally, storming in there, I do get put down. And finally, I do try and just reason with him. And it's never good to just tell somebody to shut up. So, just asked him to be quiet. I'm recording. And he apologizes, so he's obviously a decent guy. And he does, for the most part, stay pretty quiet after this. Now, coming in the scout, I don't have a great performance here. Obviously, Bogweed in here. Bogweed is just, oh my god, he's just relentless. Some guys are persistent. Bogweed is relentless. I swear to God, he's got a scout, a Hertz heli mounted on his, mounted on his wall somewhere at home. He just loves to take down the birds, and it just seems, obviously being myself, I just notice it when I'm flying. He seems to just love trying to take down mine. Often it will cost him a few deaths before he'll get the job done, but it's his persistence, his unrelenting pursuit of my birds that it's just tiring. It's taxing on you. And so with him in there, and with Tyrell, who's also in there, he will pull out the Rhino in time. There are guys looking to scrap these birds, and I do take some fire here early on. I'm forced, with the flares winding down. I knew I wasn't going to be able to avoid that missile lock, and I'm forced to bail at the very last second. Unfortunate, but it happens. And then coming around here, just some bad luck. First, I don't know if it was a spawn shield or what the deal was with that RPG on the Humvee, but it doesn't do any damage. And Bogweed's still carrying the dumbfire missile launcher on his shoulder. Comes around the corner and puts me down. He's like, no, Hertz. I don't care if you're on the ground now. I'm still going to put you down with this big old boomstick I got on my shoulder. I got to put it to use. I got to put it to use, son. And he does. He puts me down. But really, you know what? The stellar part of this gameplay was actually on the ground. And it just goes to show you that I really do love that M16. I can wield it pretty well, you know, as good as anybody else can wield any other gun. And the air work was okay, iffy at times. I do, you know, despite 1 death on the ground, 3 deaths in the air. Well, there was that second death on the ground, but really it was an air death as far as I think Bogweed was concerned. You know, I was basically chased out of the helicopter and then put down really quickly after that. But, you know, just, I don't know, I just couldn't get it together up here. Another kill on Bogweed. Like I said, I do some nice work, but it's not the big run. And really, it's kind of anticlimactic. You know, all that, the great action that I considered it great action, was really piled in the first half of the game on the ground, doing the groundwork. And in the air, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't spectacular. And like I said, just taking a lot of flack up here. You know, you got Henry in there in the LAV now. Bogweed obviously consistently, and everything else instantly hunting me down. And there he is, scrapping the bird. And of course, Tyrell does roll out on this one, you know, and coming in the third bird, it just shows how much BP I really had accumulated on that ground run. And that I was still able to bring in a little bit more when I needed to in the air, despite an overall, you know, mediocre, middle of the field performance in the skies here. I do put down Knight. Now, at this moment, I think Henry is still rolling in the LAV. I'm not 100%, but Tyrell has rolled out the Rhino, and so it's just one more thing for me to deal with. Cutting around here, I need, you know, at this point, the flares are now gone. I need to really prioritize it. Am I going to stick with them? I was going to try, but then I wasn't sure how high that silo was going to carry. I might have had the clearance on it, but we'll never know, because I do just decide to bail, hoping that I was at a high enough altitude to be able to pull the chute in time, and unfortunately I wasn't. So the last one, you know, was a suicide, was an air suicide, but really was caused by Tyrell's Rhino. And the match winding down here now, 99 to 88, just all but over, and there it is, 10,800. So it was a pretty close game. It was an exciting game, some good action, a little dual commentary there from Ultimate Master popping in. Really did throw me off my game a little bit there when he started going, because I kept thinking in the back of my head, this is a really good round, I'm having, considering, especially looking at this this board. You can see the other team was stacked really thick, so it really was a pretty solid round. That 31 and 4, really solid numbers, and just having to, you know, deal with Ultimate singing my praises. I mean, it was nothing bad he was saying. He was going on about how great it was that I was closing in on the 5-star with the M16, and how much he hates the gun, you know. So it was nice of him. You know, it was nice to hear somebody saying something nice and enjoying watching it. But again, it was just really just throwing me off my game a little bit, and was actually hurting the recording. Anyway, so let's check out some other names and numbers here. Asim, 17 and 4. Mad Dog there, Mad Dog, ugh, frothing at the mouth, 10 and 7. And Gabby there, 10 and 4. That's really about it worth mentioning over there. I mean, all the big talents on the other side. Ninja Henry, 12 and 6, and they got shut down for the most part. I mean, some decent numbers. A couple good KDRs in there. Travis Pretty Boy, 12 and 6. Bogweed at 12 and 9, still managed to stay on the plus side of things. Toolman in 11 and 7. I mean, a decent enough performance there. And that's really about it. So some big names over there, but they just got shut down. They found out why it hurts. That's what happened. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, please do leave a like, a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and until next time, remember why it hurts. Later all.